One of the most brutal cheating cases I have ever heard of, and it's my own story. Intro. This past month, I, 24-year-old female, discovered that my husband, 24-year-old male, had been cheating on me, and it was way worse than I could have ever imagined possible. Backstory. My husband and I started dating 8 years ago when we were in high school. After high school, we moved in together, went to university, and got a cat together. We got along well, and I would always tell people that it was very easy to live with him. In August of 2021, he proposed to me, and in August of 2023, we got married. After we got married, we were financially stable enough to purchase our own place. So we bought a condo together in spring of 2024. Cheating incident. However, this past month, July, I discovered my husband having sex with my close friend on one of our at-home security cameras. I confronted both of them. My friend, female, 23 years old, known her since 2018, denied the cheating allegations, so I hung up on her. Then I called my husband, and my husband came forward and revealed he had been cheating on me with my friend since July of 2023. That was 1 month before we got married. He revealed to me that they would regularly have sex with her and they would send nudes sext. Some of the times they had sex, I was in the house. The exact footage I saw on my security camera was from the day prior. I was just in the shower. My husband was ashamed and in tears. He wanted to stay with me, said he found me more attractive and loved me. But I knew I wouldn't be able to live with this. A week later, I discovered more information. He was still lying to me. He had been cheating on me with this friend since June of 2021. Yep, that is right. 2 months before he proposed to me was when he started cheating on me. He had been cheating on me for over 3 years. Not only that, he also had paid for sex workers and online porn. Additionally, I discovered that he had told my friend that he loved her, not because he did, but because he wanted more sex from her. Then I discovered that my friend had been secretly talking behind my back for about 3 years, saying that my husband deserved better than me. Completely awful. I cannot believe this is my life. There is more information to the story, but I figured that covers the main parts of it. A question you might be wondering is, were there signs he was cheating on you? Not really, though I will say he is very good at manipulation. I get jealous easily. However, I'd never seen him flirt with anyone other than me. So if they hung out, I would get worried and ask if they did anything together. He always said they sat like a meter apart. I didn't mind him hanging out alone with her because they would go rock climbing and send me pictures. I am bisexual and have lots of friends who are girls and guys, so I didn't want to deter him from spending time with her. Then in July 2023, 1 month before the wedding, I discovered a Snapchat account that shared his cell number and questioned him about it many times. He denied it was his and said he had no idea how it got there. He sent me a news article about how people's phone numbers were being taken and stolen. He also accused me of trying to start fights with him because I have ADHD and must love fighting. This incident was the biggest red flag, and I wished I had dug more. However, I just trusted him. He genuinely always acted head over heels for me. I discovered now that that was his account and he used it to message her. Other than that, there were no signs. Most of the time she came over, I would invite her. So why would I be suspicious if I planned it? They didn't seem flirty, they didn't sit close together, and he would complain about her with me. Both he and I often tried to help her with her messy life situation, but she never followed through with any of our advice. So we'd complain about that often. So maybe I trusted him too much, but I could have never expected that it could be this bad. Before July of 2023, when I found the Snapchat account, there were no signs at all. Zero. Conclusion. I know that my ex-friend and ex-husband struggle a lot with mental health issues. Although I am sure I have not been a perfect person either, I have supported both of them by helping in any way I can, driving them places, paying for their food, offering kind words, helping them book appointments, cleaning their living spaces, etc. I have done more than enough to show kindness towards them. I cannot believe both of them could backstab me like that. Caught wife cheating after 15 years, M45. Been married for 15 years to wife 44. We have 2 kids, and I don't know how to really start this, so here we go. Me and my wife were childhood friends. Not like we were close, because we really didn't notice each other much until high school, after mutual friends started dating, and we saw each other a lot more after that. At first we were friends, and then after I grew a pair of nuts, I asked her out and she said yes. A little confession. I had a crush on her before the friends started dating, but I kept it to myself. We started dating our last 2 years of high school and planned to go to the same college, but after figuring out that her school didn't offer the same program, I had to head to another one. Should have seen a problem when the school I picked had her same program, but she told me that it wasn't a place she saw herself. We tried the long distance for a while, but it really didn't work, so we called it quits while we were in college. After a few years, I graduated from school, and we surprisingly bumped into each other during a visit back home. Conversation sparked up a passion of interest, so we stayed in contact, talking almost every day and reigniting our passion for each other. It wasn't long before she had moved into my apartment. It did seem pretty fast now that I think about it, but I can't lie, it just felt right at the moment. My career was going well and she was just about to graduate with her degree, so everything seemed right. Now, during this time, she had a male friend that I called him, and he was extremely attractive. Like, this guy is a player, and I kind of didn't trust him. Okay, I'll be honest, I didn't trust him at all, and I hated that my girl was his friend. We had many conversations about this, and she promised me, damn near swore to God himself, that she had no romantic feelings for this guy, and they were strictly friends. She said that if I really trusted her, I wouldn't worry, believing that I should trust her and know that she wouldn't do anything to sabotage what we were building. Now, let's fast forward. At this point, my work and home life are competing with each other. The kids need me for this, but I have this and that to do by the end of the week, and I'm not going to lie. I made my mistake, maybe leaning too hard on her or not telling her how much I appreciated her, but I always thought it was implied. So, one day I come home from work, and as I walk in, I hear her laughing and giggling. As I head into the kitchen, I notice she was cleaning the dishes, and him was sitting at the island talking to her. As I walked into the room, a slight quietness entered, almost like I was the guest in my house, but they both quickly greeted me. Not suspiciously, but enough to fill the silence. Now, me and him weren't friends, but we had had a conversation on my uncomfortable feeling about him and my wife, and it wasn't long or combative, it was short and simple. Looking back now, he probably got a good laugh at me, but after a few minutes, he left, and it was just me and my wife. Now, at this point, I don't know if she was already with him or she was just mad at me for not helping out a lot, but when I went in to get close to her or show her some intimate touch, she rejected me with, "I'm tired, had the kids all day," or she would start a random argument about something that was so small. This has been happening for the last 6 months until I just got to the point and asked, "Is there someone else?" And this is when hell broke loose. She called me every name in the book and even brought up some insecurities that I had. And if that wasn't a sign, she didn't talk to me for about a week after that. At this point, I knew there was something going on, so I knew I had to figure it out. I booked her a spa day on my day off and made sure she was completely pampered. While she was gone, me and an electrician buddy placed small cameras around the house. Now, before you say anything, I wouldn't normally have done this. I would have just left. You're right. But at the time I was praying that I was going too far. I was hoping that I'd record for a month or 3 and see that I didn't get anything, and then I could tell myself I was a dumbass with a great woman who loves me. She came home smiling and even gave me some attention. I thought that maybe the spa day was all she needed, some time to wind down. It felt almost like back in the day while it lasted. After 2 months of recording, I didn't find anything, and I was so happy, feeling like a dumbass for putting these cameras in my house. So I stopped watching the cameras for a while. They were just there, completely out of sight, out of mind. Until one day, I get a notification on my phone saying that something in her house was ajar or something like that. So I thought I'd check the cameras just to see if one of the kids had broken something. As I flicked through the footage, I stopped at my front door, noticing a black pair of shoes next to another pair. They didn't look like any of my shoes. So something in me said, go check the bedroom camera. I look at the bedroom camera and there was no one in there. The bed was still made. For some odd reason, I kept flicking through the footage and then I saw it, my wife coming out of the laundry room with him behind her. She fixed her clothing and he was buckling his pants. My heart shattered. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Everything inside me wanted to go home and kill both of them, not going to lie. But then I thought about my kids and how losing both parents wouldn't benefit them. So I shut everything down in my office and, ashamed to say, I cried. I don't know how long, but long enough that my eyes felt swollen. After that, I knew what I had to do. As I'm heading home, trying to compose myself for this argument I know is coming, I called a family friend and asked if the kids could stay over for a while so we could talk. They agreed. When I arrived home, my wife was cooking. I can still smell that food like a prisoner's last meal. I sat down and it was silent. I looked at her, pulled out my phone and showed her the video of her and him coming out of the laundry room. All I said was, why? At first she tried to lie, even with the video evidence. But after a while, she broke down and told me the truth. Her and him had been sleeping together for the last 3 years of our marriage, and she might even be pregnant with his child. She said she was sorry I had to find out like this, but now that it was all out, she wanted a divorce. It hit me hard. I came from a broken family and never wanted my kids to feel the struggle of a separated family. But after hearing that, I got up and went upstairs. I felt defeated. I've worked my ass off and did all I could to place this family on a pedestal, and it felt like someone just kicked it from under me. I wanted to harm myself so bad when I figured that out. But God works in mysterious ways, because my daughter called me and told me that she loved me. Not in those words, but it was exactly what I needed to hear to get better.